Hello Zenith women, and welcome to the channel. The strongest chains are those you can't see, and the greatest freedom is in knowing they exist. When you think of the Matrix, think of an invisible web, an endless game of manipulation designed to mold minds, control destinies, and keep everyone dancing to its tune. But what happens when someone steps out of line, defies the rhythm, and refuses to be spun like a puppet? Enter the Sigma female, the one they can't predict, can't analyze, and most of all, can't control. She doesn't fit the stereotypes. She's not the rebel with the loud protests, and she's definitely not the silent follower. She's something far more dangerous, a silent disruptor, a glitch in the system, and a walking paradox the Matrix cannot contain. She's the type who can see through every glittering illusion, chuckle at society's unwritten rules, and dismantle every cage without so much as lifting a finger. So why can't the Matrix control her? Why does this system, that traps millions, fail to even get a hold on her? Buckle up, because the answers will expose why the Sigma female is both a mystery and a threat to the very core of the Matrix. And as you'll soon find out, some chains were never meant for her. Number 1, an emotional fortress the Matrix can't penetrate. The Matrix relies on emotions to keep people in line, playing them like strings on a puppet. Fear, guilt, envy, these are the tools used to control, divide, and conquer. But when it comes to the Sigma female, they might as well be throwing spaghetti at a wall. She's an emotional fortress, and no one's getting in without her explicit permission. It's not that she doesn't feel. She feels everything deeply, but on her own terms, with a fierce loyalty to her own truth. She's mastered her emotions, not in a cold or robotic way, but with a clarity that keeps her free from the Matrix's tricks. The Matrix likes to tug at guilt to make people toe the line. But guilt? She only entertains it if she truly feels she's done wrong, not because someone tried to shame her into submission. You want her to feel guilty for living life her way? Good luck. The Sigma female isn't about to apologize for walking her own path or saying no when she means it. The Matrix depends on people getting tangled in feelings of inadequacy or doubt, but self-doubt finds no room to grow in her. Humorously enough, people often mistake her emotional strength for being cold or too intense. But while others spin in circles over what people might think, she's miles ahead, simply living her truth. That's the irony. The very thing that makes her unbreakable also makes her misunderstood. The Matrix doesn't stand a chance because it has no entry point into her heart or mind. She's wired her emotional fortress with boundaries that say, access denied. Number 2, she recognizes control as an illusion. The Matrix survives because most people buy into the idea that it actually has power over them. It's like a magician's trick, smoke and mirrors really, where everyone thinks the system is all-powerful, and they're just stuck playing by its rules. But the Sigma female, she doesn't fall for the act. She's the one who's already peeked behind the curtain and knows the wizard is just a guy pressing buttons, trying to keep everyone fooled. She's unrattled by the show because she sees it for what it is, a grand illusion that only controls those who believe in it. What sets her apart is that she doesn't hand over her power. She knows control isn't something anyone else can truly have unless she willingly gives it. So while others stress, conform, and bend over backward to fit into some made-up standard, she just shrugs and goes her own way. It's almost comical. The Matrix throws rules, expectations, guilt, and fear at her, hoping something will stick, but it's like trying to scare a cat with a rubber mouse. She's simply not buying it. People often wonder why she's so unaffected, so difficult to control, and the answer is laughably simple. She doesn't let illusions dictate her choices. She makes her own decisions, lives by her own principles, and recognizes that most of what people are afraid of is a mirage created to keep them in line. So, while everyone else is caught up in the game, trying to please the Matrix or avoid its wrath, the Sigma female has already stepped out of bounds. She's off script, and that drives the Matrix crazy, because it knows it never had any real hold on her to begin with. Number 3, ignores the opinions that shackle others. The Matrix loves to keep people chained by opinions. The more society can get someone to worry about what others think, the easier it is to control them. It's a neat trick. People end up policing themselves just to avoid judgment. But the Sigma female doesn't have time for this game. To her, opinions are like background noise. They're there, but they don't affect her decisions. She's not rude or dismissive about it. She simply knows that shaping her life around what others might think would be like trying to run a marathon while carrying everyone else's baggage. It's funny, actually. People often try to guilt her or label her difficult because she's not bending over backward for approval. But she's got a laser focus on her own goals, and it leaves little room for anyone else's projections. She's learned that people's opinions change as quickly as the wind, so why should she waste her energy on something that's never stable? And here's the kicker. When people realize she's genuinely unbothered by their judgments, it almost annoys them more. They want her to react, to feel pressured, but she just doesn't. This freedom to live without constant approval gives her a unique power. She makes choices that truly reflect who she is, not who others think she should be. The Matrix thrives on conformity, on people needing validation like they need air. But the Sigma female, she's breathed her own air for so long that she's practically immune to the peer pressure that traps everyone else. She's mastered the art of moving through life on her terms, not because she's rebelling, but because she knows there's no point in bending for a system that changes its standards with every new trend. She'll keep living her life unfazed, and the Matrix is left scratching its head. Number 4. Values truth over comfort, no matter the cost. The Matrix counts on people choosing comfort over truth. It wraps up distractions, easy paths, and feel-good lies with a nice little bow and hopes everyone will pick those over anything challenging or real. But the Sigma female, she's not here for the sugarcoating. She's the kind of person who would rather face a hard truth than live a comfortable lie. This makes her the ultimate wild card in a system that wants everyone to stay comfortably numb. She doesn't mind the discomfort of digging deeper, of questioning the facts that everyone else blindly accepts. If something doesn't sit right, she'll rip it apart until she understands it fully. This commitment to truth over comfort means the Matrix can't hook her with the same bait it uses on everyone else. While people are told to accept things just because, she's the one rolling her eyes thinking, "Is that all you got?" Her devotion to truth makes her immune to the quick fixes and empty reassurances that keep others content but controlled. And the funny part, while others are lulled into thinking everything's fine, she's already 10 steps ahead, seeing things for what they really are. She's willing to get uncomfortable, to challenge her own beliefs if that's what it takes to stay aligned with reality. This not only makes her hard to control, it makes her a serious threat to a system that thrives on keeping people complacent. The Matrix tries to seduce with comfort, but the Sigma female is already walking her own path, knowing that any comfort not rooted in truth is just another trap. She's the one who will break the rules and ask the questions nobody else dares to, not out of defiance, but out of a dedication to living as genuinely as possible. For her, truth isn't just a preference. It's her guiding light, and it's exactly what keeps the Matrix at arm's length. Number 5. Doesn't rely on groupthink for direction. The Matrix's main strategy is to keep people tethered to groupthink. It wants everyone moving in sync, following the same ideas without question, believing that unity in thought equals power. But the Sigma female is wired differently. She doesn't seek direction from the crowd. Instead, she walks her own path, fueled by a deep sense of self-reliance. While the world scrambles to be part of the latest collective truth, she's comfortable navigating life with her own internal compass. She doesn't mind solitude, and in fact, she finds power in it. The Sigma female isn't interested in following trends, adopting the latest correct opinions, or bending to popular ideas just to fit in. Group consensus isn't her guide. She trusts her own perspective. This independent mindset makes her immune to the collective influence the Matrix relies on, where most people are pushed to second-guess themselves if they think differently from the crowd. When everyone's rushing to conform, she's the calm center, questioning what's in front of her, drawing her own conclusions, and choosing her path deliberately. This makes her stand out, but it's also what makes her impossible to control. She's not moved by the currents of popular thought. She's anchored in her own values. In a world where the Matrix thrives on molding minds to think and act alike, the Sigma female's refusal to join the chorus isn't just resistance, it's her strength. By staying true to herself, she becomes the exception in a system that prizes uniformity, showing that true power lies in self-reliance, not in the security of the crowd. Number 6. Her identity is self-crafted, not scripted. The Matrix thrives on predefined roles, convincing people that if they just follow the script, they'll have it all figured out. Society hands out templates: be this, think that, look like everyone else. But the Sigma female, she tosses those templates out the window. She's not interested in following a step-by-step guide to being normal or acceptable. Instead, she crafts her identity from scratch, picking and choosing what resonates with her, and leaving the rest behind. If you tried to label her, good luck. It would be like trying to catch a cloud in a jar. The Sigma female is a living contradiction, a blend of qualities that don't quite fit together in any standard mold, yet somehow make perfect sense when you see them in her. She might be fiercely independent but deeply compassionate, bluntly honest but full of wit, focused yet totally adaptable. She's a mashup of all the things that don't typically coexist, making her impossible for the Matrix to pin down. The Matrix hates this. It wants predictable, boxed-in identities that make people easy to categorize and control. But she defies every checkbox, and if the system hands her a mold, she's likely to repurpose it as a doorstop. Her self-crafted identity is both her armor and her weapon, something that can't be influenced or manipulated because it's entirely her own. People might try to figure her out, ask her to just pick a side, but she'll just laugh and carry on, being the paradox that she is. For her, there's no such thing as one size fits all. And that's exactly why the Matrix can never touch her. Number 7. She sees through psychological warfare. The Matrix loves to pull strings with subtle psychological tricks, subliminal messages, scare tactics, conditioning people to react instead of think. For most, it's like a puppet show they don't even realize they're part of, dancing to tunes they can't hear. But the Sigma female? She's not only aware of the game, she's broken it down to the bare bones. She sees these tactics for exactly what they are: cheap maneuvers meant to keep people in line. While others might be nudged along by fear or follow the crowd without a second thought, she can spot manipulation from a mile away. If the Matrix tries to sway her with fear, she's the one rolling her eyes, unimpressed. It's almost laughable, like a magician trying to perform the same old trick for someone who already knows how it's done. She's dissected the playbook, so each attempt to control her just falls flat. She doesn't get trapped in the endless cycle of worry, self-doubt, or the pressure to conform. Instead, she sees right through the charade and chooses to live life on her terms. The Matrix thrives on keeping people guessing and second-guessing, but she operates with clarity. There's no hook for it to catch her on because she's too aware, too grounded, and too savvy to fall for the usual traps. Her resistance to psychological warfare is like her silent protest, a way of saying, "Nice try, but I'm not here to play." She's not just a step ahead, she's a whole strategy ahead. And while the Matrix keeps trying to run its game, she's already moved on, making her own rules in a system that can't figure her out. Number 8. Self-sustained and resourceful. The perfect anomaly. The Matrix is designed to create dependence, feeding off people who need constant validation, support, and external motivation to keep going. It thrives on a cycle of consumption, where individuals feel they must seek out approval or material possessions to validate their existence. But the Sigma female, she flips the script entirely. She's the epitome of self-sustained and resourceful, a perfect anomaly that challenges everything the Matrix stands for. She doesn't rely on others to fill her cup. Instead, she cultivates her own sources of strength and inspiration. Whether it's through her passions, skills, or unique perspectives, she learns to thrive in her own space without leaning on the societal crutches everyone else seems to need. It's like she's living in a parallel universe, one where the rules of the Matrix don't apply to her. When the Matrix tries to lure people in with flashy distractions and the latest trends, she's already busy developing her own ideas and pursuits. If she needs something, she doesn't wait for someone else to provide it. She figures it out. Need a new skill? She'll dive into online courses. Want to explore a new hobby? She'll scour the internet for resources, teaching herself whatever she needs to know. It's this relentless curiosity and drive that keeps her moving forward while everyone else is stuck in a loop of dependency. Her resourcefulness makes her a formidable force. While others are drowning in the chaos of a world that tells them what to want and who to be, she stands tall, firmly planted in her self-sufficiency. She's not just surviving, she's thriving, turning every challenge into an opportunity. In a system built to create followers, the Sigma female emerges as a leader, an anomaly that not only survives but flourishes in her independence. And in doing so, she reminds everyone around her that true power comes from within, not from the external validations the Matrix tries to impose. Number 9, a rebel without publicity. Her moves are private. In a world obsessed with likes, shares, and public recognition, the Matrix feeds off the idea that visibility equals value. It thrives on people broadcasting their every move, turning lives into a spectacle to gain approval and attention. But the Sigma female isn't here for the limelight. She's a rebel without publicity, and that makes her a ghost in the system, elusive, unpredictable, and nearly impossible to pin down. Her moves are calculated and often shrouded in secrecy. She doesn't need a cheering crowd to validate her actions or a social media audience to celebrate her accomplishments. In fact, the idea of flaunting her life for public consumption feels foreign to her. While others are busy curating their online personas and chasing after followers, she's quietly building her empire, making strategic decisions that disrupt the Matrix's ability to track her. Operating on a need-to-know basis, she understands that the less people know about her plans and aspirations, the less power they have to influence or control her. She'll make bold moves when the time is right, but she keeps her cards close to her chest, maintaining an air of mystery that leaves the Matrix guessing. It's almost like a game of chess where she's always several moves ahead while the other players are busy looking for checkmate in all the wrong places. This level of privacy is a radical act in a world where exposure is often seen as a prerequisite for success. But for her, it's liberating. By shunning the need for public acknowledgement, she can focus on what truly matters: her goals, her passions, and her journey. The Matrix can't track what it can't see, and she's fully aware that her silence is one of her greatest strengths. So while the rest of the world clamors for attention, she operates quietly, steadily, and purposefully, showing that sometimes the most powerful moves are the ones made out of the spotlight. She's a force to be reckoned with, an invisible disruptor in a world that's become too loud for its own good, and that's exactly why the Matrix can't control her. Number 10, possesses the audacity to rewrite reality itself. The Matrix is all about control, crafting a reality that dictates how people should think, act, and perceive their place in the world. It thrives on conformity and the illusion of choice, convincing individuals that they are free while subtly steering them into predetermined paths. But the Sigma female is not just a player in this game. She's the one rewriting the entire rule book. She possesses the audacity to create her own reality, one that exists outside the confines of what society deems possible. While the Matrix tries to box her in, she breaks free from those constraints, crafting a universe defined by her own vision and values. She doesn't wait for permission or approval. Instead, she boldly declares her intentions and follows through. Where others see obstacles, she sees opportunities. She understands that reality is often a reflection of one's beliefs, and she approaches life with the mindset that she can shape her destiny. In a world that often imposes limits, she defies them. Whether it's setting unconventional goals, pursuing unique passions, or rejecting societal norms, she creates a life that feels authentic to her. This isn't just a rebellion against the Matrix, it's an act of empowerment. She operates under a set of principles that resonate with her spirit, unbound by the expectations and standards others have tried to impose. Her reality is vibrant and dynamic, fueled by her dreams and ambitions. This means that the Matrix's tactics, fear, manipulation, and conformity fall flat against someone who doesn't subscribe to its narratives. While others are busy trying to navigate the Matrix's maze, she's off charting her own course, unencumbered by limitations. By refusing to adhere to the established framework, she remains untouchable. Her existence is a testament to the power of individual agency, showcasing that one person's audacity can rewrite reality itself. The Matrix can't control her because it can't even begin to fathom the world she's built, a world that's real, raw, and entirely her own. And in that space, she thrives, embodying the very essence of freedom and creation. In a world dominated by the Matrix, where conformity is celebrated and individuality is often stifled, the Sigma female emerges as a beacon of defiance and self-creation. She navigates life with an audacity that allows her to rewrite the rules, crafting a reality that reflects her unique spirit and values. Her resourcefulness and self-sufficiency enable her to thrive independently, while her ability to see through psychological manipulation ensures she remains unscathed by the Matrix's tactics. As a rebel without publicity, she operates in the shadows, making strategic moves that keep her one step ahead of those who would seek to control her. By living outside the constraints of societal expectations, she creates a life that is not only authentic, but also inspiring. In doing so, she showcases the incredible power of individual agency, reminding us that we are not mere players in someone else's game, but creators of our own destinies. Ultimately, the Sigma female embodies the spirit of true freedom. She demonstrates that the Matrix can never truly control those who refuse to accept its limitations. Instead of fitting into predefined molds, she breaks them, crafting a life that is a testament to her strength and resilience. In a world desperate for authenticity, her existence serves as a powerful reminder that the most extraordinary lives are those lived unapologetically on one's own terms. As we reflect on her journey, we're encouraged to embrace our individuality, challenge the status quo, and recognize the potential we all have to rewrite our realities. The Matrix may try to impose its narrative, but with audacity, creativity, and self-awareness, we too can rise as Sigma individuals, navigating our paths with confidence and carving out spaces where we truly belong. If you've enjoyed diving into the world of Sigma females and exploring how they break free from the Matrix, then you're in for a treat. There's so much more to uncover on this channel, from empowering insights to thought-provoking discussions that challenge the norm. So, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join our community of free thinkers and rebels. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, because who wouldn't want to be the first to know when we drop more extraordinary content? Let's continue this journey together, breaking boundaries and rewriting realities one video at a time. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and bye.